back to the Massicism channel where we learn the Massicism faith and doctrine. And today's video we are going to talk about what is a prophet of the Black Angel and what they do and on how to become one and such stuff. The prophets that I usually mention in my videos that usually those that will contribute towards to the Inquisitors in the community and such. Right. So, what are prophets? Historically, a prophet is defined as a person who serves as a messenger or intermediary between the divine and humanity, delivering revelations, guidance, or warnings believed to come from a supernatural source. That is the historical definition of a prophet. In Massicism, this is similar. However, the prophets do not give nor do they address the public community as a whole, as our prophets only give advice that is very specifically tailored to the Inquisitors, not on any revelations, nor on how to operate the whole community. However, they do advise them on how to conduct their life in a fashion given to them by the Black Angel himself. So the prophets usually don't have the only catered for an Inquisitor like me and the others and such that on how to usually conduct our lives in that. As a prophet, are only in constant contact with the Inquisitors and very limited contact with other members. They tend to aid them in ritual spell work and personal blessings. So they usually aid us with that, with our ritual work, our spell work, our anointments, and all of those things. Thus, becoming one is not easy, and it is not an easy job in a sense. Though they are greatly respected, they also dress a certain way for rituals and certain way for blessings. Their diet and life routine is also different. Not only must they keep up with the Inquisitors, they must stay in contact with the Black Angel, which can prove very demanding and that. So their library routine is usually very, 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 very busy, and to become a prophet on that is usually not for one that's completely lazy, because there is a lot of things to do. What do they do? Prophets aid the Inquisitors of the disciples of the Black Angel. Not only that, they must perform weekly rituals to keep in contact with the Black Angel and in tune with his ways. The other duties of a prophet include the following things. So they have other duties, and that while they must perform the weekly rituals in order to stay in tune with the ways and the energy of the Black Angel himself, because the prophets are dedicated for the Black Angel and such. The following duties in that are study aid of the letters. They provide and write down simplified versions of the letters. This is not just only the letters of the Black Angel, this is the letters of Lucifer, letters of Lilith, the full completion version of the letters. On the passages that it has in it and its workings. anointing rites. Prophets can be called with a donation fee in order to arrive at your house to anoint you or another person or an object in the name of your patron god or in the name of one of the five main gods and such stuff. So that's like a little bit of a support thing though for the prophets and that a little bit of a thanks though for their hard work and such and that they you can call them from a donation on that. The donation doesn't just need to be money. It can be other things though, like food, valuable goods, or and such stuff. As long as it's dedicated towards prophets and that though. And then one of them though will arrive at your house, and then you tell them who should be anointed, what should be anointed, and if you want it in your patron god or within the name of one of our five main gods and such, they can do that, and thus that person or that object will be blessed and anointed. Protection and donation runs. They will do donation runs from time to time when the high priests of a community spends the community tithe amount, though it's a part of the for-profit stuff, and that the profits help out in aiding and giving it out as the Temple of Massicism gives its extra in those handouts and that. So the Inquisition of the disciples of the Black Angel is the for-profit foundation. So everything that the Inquisitors do, that the community does, done that to where they open up businesses, done that services, done that fundraisers, you name it, done that. That's all for profit. Done that. The Temple of Massicism, done that. That's dedicated with the nobles, the knights, and the prophets, done that. They usually are the ones who run that, and they're the ones that are like a non-for-profit, non-profit side of us as a whole, as a community, and that and such stuff. And they will, the prophets will usually, when the high priests are required to spend the community tithe in order to give out food provisions, clothing, spell work supplies, and all that stuff. That the temple that will donate some to it, and the prophets with the high priests a lot of the time that will be seen handing out within the community that when they do the donation runs and such and and when they spend the community tithe. The community tithe is placed in there to make sure that cash flow is always circulating in that and such stuff. Missionary work. They are able to do missionary work. This has them to go to different masses and communities and help the high priests or priestesses. They help to spread the ways of Massicism and make sure that the members are living up to the guidelines of the faith and that. So they're the ones who help the high priest or the high priestesses in that community. They make sure that people that are following the guidelines. There's no issues and that and such stuff. Usually the prophets personally will request to go on these missions and us as inquisitors can approve or deny them and that and such stuff. And it's usually depends on the community that they want to go to, and if they're in need of help. If they're not in need of help, then there's no need to go on one of the missions and that. The last thing that they mainly do is help spread the message of Massicism in a religious way. As they have access to media and socials, they live very scheduled lives, but very rewarding ones as well. And they have spare time to do what they want to do, and that. So the way they help spread it on that is the same way as I am doing yet on that. It's where they create profiles on social media channels and whatnot, and they help uh, people to understand the faith in a more uh, easier way than that, as such that they write reports on the letters, than that, helping people to understand it, than that, because the format of the letters, than that, is very confusing, than that, in such a way, than that, and not too complex, though, but it can seem to be very confusing though to a person who hasn't seen this way of speaking or writing and that though. So what the prophets do is that they make sure that everything is simplified. That how does one become a prophet? There are three main ways, three basic ways that this can happen. That one can be a prophet. The first way is to have a vision sent to you by the black angel himself. And the way we verify this is by having the person fill out a detailed description of the vision itself, and then a set of tests of faith. If they pass, we take it that they truly have received a vision by the black angel himself, and that does. So they fill out a detailed form about it, and we give them a specific test on that, and these tests can change a lot in that, but it's a test on that to see if they truly receive the vision from the black angel, they will be willing to take this test. And yeah, of course, though, we do tell them what it is, and that we'll explain that. And if they pass, and if they accomplish it, such, then we know that the black angel has made contact with them and such, and gave them this vision for us, and it's usually a vision specifically tailored for the Inquisitors only, and such. The test is a real test of faith, and it's not usually discussed in public due to the intense manner of how it is taken and such. The second way is through the main way, done it by completing 7 large rituals and taking the oath. These rituals are there to test the determination of the said person in question as a prophet is a stubborn fellow indeed. So they do these 7 large main rituals, done it, and if they do it properly and and with the set amount of time and and then they take their oath, done that, and such, they are declared a prophet. The second way is kind of like we hope, making it the main official way for one to become a prophet within the communities and such so you do your 7 rituals, and just note these 7 rituals are large, they're fairly big, and and then you take your oath and such. The final way, the final main way, is if you are born from a noble family of the collective communities and are handed at birth to be raised as one. This one is here to show the ways of faith and to make a stronger connection to the Black Angel. Thus, it is fully up to the family to do so. The child shall be told of its origin at a certain age when they are old enough, which is usually around 11 upwards. This means though that the normal families know that can say, okay, we want to hand this child over to the prophets. Then that the prophets will raise it up as to be a prophet. When it turns 11, though, they will tell, okay, your mother and father is such and such, but you are classified as a prophet, and the reason why they gave you to us and that and such stuff. So it's usually all explained at 11, and that because for us that we believe at age 11, and that is when you can like kind of grasp on these things and such stuff, and have a basic, very basic understanding of what is what and that such. But it's also completely, the prophets won't go around asking that for them. It's up to the normal families and only the normal families that. After becoming one, you are taught the routine of how you do your daily stuff, and you are given a schedule of the rituals that you must do weekly, and shown on how to request things and talk to us inquisitors and that. Your off or rest days are yours. Prophets do have your rest days and that because they do have the off days and that such stuff. So you do get like rest days where you can like relax and that and such stuff. Prophets do have one odd requirement of them. If you've seen pictures of the things that have been shown here, you should be able to guess it at the end of the video. Place your guesses into the comments. Now, what purpose do they serve for the community? They serve the purpose of checking in on the community, much more in a faith way though. They provide comfort, mental and spiritual support. They help in 8 projects, and they are one of the symbols of the moral image of the entire Inquisition, just like the disciples, the circles, the nobles, and the knights. They are the ones who support in faith, in spirit, and in the ways of what the Black Angel intended it all to be. As per their duties, one can see that they have a busy way of life that is meant for the determined and the strong-willed person, not a person who is unable to do hard things and that such stuff and is uneasy, likes to do just easy things. Which means in such a way that they let their entire lives, way of life, go collapsing on them and that and such stuff, and let it go all chaotic. So that's just on how the prophets are usually described within Massicism and what they do and such and how to become one. Well, did you guess what the art requirement is of these prophets? That will be the white bandage covering the eyes. That's the art requirement. The requirement is that a prophet, when entering a new person's home or unfamiliar personal space, they must wear what is called the ribbon of sight. This is enchanted bandage that the Inquisitors make and bless themselves for any new prophet. What it represents is when they have it on, that they are now able to see the hidden messages that the Black Angel has left out for them as they wear it when walking into another stranger's home, to do a blessing or anointing when they enter into a ritual site or temple, even if it's not a Massicism temple, and lastly when they are performing any type of ritual or ceremony. They have different types of robes that are accepted, but the most accepted color is white, but the bandage is always white. And yes, it is a see-through bandage, so don't worry though. And they don't usually have to, they're only required to wear it usually when they're doing those specific rituals or they're doing their prophetic duties and that such stuff. Not required to wear it 24/7 down that because you're not gonna wear a bandage over your eyes when you're driving or you're walking in public and that's gonna look weird and creepy and that. So they're not really required to wear it 24/7 and that such stuff. But that is how we describe our prophets and such and that. I hope you can understand that and such though, on what they are and what they're meant to do and what they represent and that and such though. So if anyone becomes prophet within the faith and that though, they are highly respected in that because they earned it. Anyways, with the next videos we will be talking about our 5 different types of magic and how we practice them and on what they are and such stuff like that. So anyways, I will see you in the next video.